Um, I'm trying to get people to say, like, if they wanted to buy a house, whether they want the area, the price, 2 bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, pardon me, so that I could collect their data, and then when one of the agents puts a new listing up, it matches that data, and then I can send it to the people in the database as per, you know, even if it's 3 out of 5, is if the postcode and the price and the rooms are okay, then they can get it back, because you're never going to get 100% match.
Okay, so let's do this, because I'm not 100% sure exactly what you're wanting, my man. So let's just do this, and I'm gonna call this.
So I've got a sequence, and I've said, what area you're looking at to buy, and they'll go, Rabina. I'll go, how many bedrooms do you want? 3. How many bathrooms do you want? 2. Then I ask for their email address, and I go, what's your price range? 450 to 550. So I've collected all of that, and I've put a field to that so that I've collected it all. And then I was going to store it in Google Sheets.
Okay.
But I have to zap that.
Okay, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. But
so
then so if I've got a couple of local real estates that then start putting in their properties, and I'm going to get them to fill it out the same as I've asked the questions, if I get at least 60% of the questions to match up to what the person's asked for, I want to be able to send that property to that person and say, hey, we've just gone through our database. Here's a couple of new listings that match what you're sort of looking for. Because no one's sort of doing that at the moment.
So where are these people putting the listings at? I get your mini chat users coming in, your Facebook guys coming into your bot, and he's filling out some basic quiz or some lead score, and you're going to dump that into the Google spreadsheet. Where are the other guys?
Well, I'm going to get the guys, rather than put in their whole listing, because that'll be too much work in the bot. I'm just going to get them to fill out just like the same questions. The area, the bathrooms, and the price, and all the rest of it, so that I can match the 2 sheets up. If you know what I mean. Otherwise, they're going to have to do it, because if you go to real estate websites, they've got lots of photos, they've got a whole lot of jargon on the property and all the rest of it, and I don't want to have to add all of that into the system. It's going to be way too big a project. But I can run a link off a website here and just say, for more information, click here, and it opens up their website with that listing.
Right.
But what I want to be able to do is just say, here's the property, and it's got 3 bedrooms, it's got 2 bathrooms, it's got 2 car garages, it's 450,000, and then if it matches up close to what that person wants, I can send them a message to say, hey, I've found 3 houses in your price range and area that you might be interested in looking at. As a sort of a buying service for people, so they don't have to worry about looking for properties all the time.
Okay, so the only thing I'm seeing right now that's going to be a little bit of an issue. So you can see my screen still. You can see like this whiteboard screen, right? So we're going to say we got some flow. You see this screen, right?
It's white at the moment.
Yeah. I'm just drawing on it. You see, I'm drawing on it. So this is going to be our mini chat. We got some flow in here where we're going to send some data out to Zapier, right? Now Zapier is going to go in and return in some Google Sheet. He's going to store some data from this user. Okay. So now the barrier that I'm not getting on how you're wanting to do is you're going to have some external person come in somehow, and he's going to go in through a different Google spreadsheet, and he's going to enter some information. And then you basically want to do, that's Google Spreadsheet Prime. You basically want to compare some conditional logic here, and then basically if some logic is here, you want to grab some guy from here and push him back out to your MC user.
Yeah. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be a full 100% because you'll never get a 100% matchup. But if you get, you know, the area, the price, and the bedrooms matching up, then bang, you can send them out and say, here, we found this that, you know, suits your needs.
Okay, so
I was just struggling which way to whether.
Okay, so basically let's just start and get some. Let's get some user input now. In this user input, you taking multiple choice questions here? Does it matter?
No, I just said, tell me how many. Tell me the number, like, and then I can write in the free, and they can type 3, and it has collected it.
So you're getting user input, right?
Well, yeah, I've only been playing with it myself. I'm through my mobile phone, and doing it that way.
Okay, so we're gonna get some. How many bedrooms? All right. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Hey, Joy. Can you grab me some smokes, please? Thank you. So let's just not even worry about these texts or anything right now. So we're just going to do the basic proof of concept. All right. So now we have some different ways that we can do this. Right now, let's just go in and do it all linear. Okay. So let's do this all linear. So let's go in and do this. And let's just limit it right now, just because, like I said, what we're gonna do, what we like to do, what I like to do. So what I do, man, is I don't know how much you caught before, but I'm an engineer, and I'm really into building software, and pretty much my day job every day is to engineer solutions for people with problems, which is what we're doing right now.
And I'm on the other side. I'm a marketing person who thinks up ideas and then sits there trying to work out how on earth I'm going to make it happen. And I've sat here and started putting it all together, and I went, I zapped this, and now I thought I'll do the custom fields like this. So what you're doing here is basically what I've done so far.
Correct. So far, this is all we're going to do right now. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to collect these 3 little pieces of input. All right. And then we're going to give this guy a delay and say, you know, some thanks. We'll get back to you. Okay. So I'm trying to think of exactly how we want to do this. Now, what I need to do here is that's going to happen there. So let's just create some action group here. And we'll trigger a zap, store house info. And this is pretty much all the training is going to be, just to you guys asking what, like, real live use cases of what you actually need done, what you're trying to accomplish, and we're going to go figure out the most generic ways that we can build those flows, so that once we get the generic scaffolding working, we can then go in and add any of the custom logic that we need in to make it more unique to your actual situation. So first, I'm going to go in and just get everything ready. We're going to need some sheet, I know. So let's come back here. And then let's just go ahead and make a new zap.
Yeah, because see, I'm good at the other side. Like the other day, yesterday afternoon, I was in front of a guy trying to talk to him about a bot, and I wrote port, P-O-R-T, because that was a keyword I had triggered in my bot to start a small sequence to show people how it works. Mm-hmm. And I had because I'd just written to you before, I still had yours open, and I typed port in, and I went, oh, it's not working. And I went, oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong page. I'm in the wrong section.
So have you seen what I've done so far? Basically just went into, I did a trigger for mini chat. I'm going to go in and trigger a new zap. I'm triggering a new zap. I'm going to do it on that demo bot account, and I'm just going to trigger the storehouse info. Okay. So
Yep.
now I'm going to go in and basically what I need to do is this. We need to get both of these ready, and this is going to be user house data, and this is going to be seller house data. So now if you remember, what did we do here? We got 3 pieces of information: bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet. Okay, so now we're going to go mimic that here. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go in, grab this guy from here. Okay, so now we got these 2 different sheets. All right, you're gonna send your sellers here, and they're basically gonna give you this information. They're gonna say, hey, I've got this information here. Now, the complexity is going to get here on how you want to trigger this. So first, what we're gonna need to do is first, we want to store some data. Okay, so first let's just store this data from this guy. So we're going to pick our Google Sheets, we're going to create a spreadsheet row, and then we're just basically going to go in, pick this guy, we're going to pick our user guy here, going to pick that sheet 1. Now we already had this, some bedrooms, and we had some bedrooms, right? Some bathrooms, some square feet, and some mini chat ID. Okay, so now we just filled out. Now we just filled out our spreadsheet. Okay. So now first let's finish this. Let me just go see this in this dashboard real quick and just add a new folder. And then what was that guy called? That guy was called something. No matter. Let's just move him in here now so that we can find him easily. That's one of the key things that you need to, this is one of the key things that you really need to manage from the beginning is, one of the key things you really need to manage from the beginning is organization. Okay. So
labeling everything, just not leaving it as,
yeah, or organization, labeling everything exactly what it is, storing it properly in different places. So now let's run through the sequence. So we're going to do, we want 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And we want, God, at least 4,500 square feet. Okay, so now we should have some information here. All right, now we could keep going in and expanding. We could give the guy's name and everything here if you wanted to give his name. So now we do have his information. We got his mini chat ID. We need this if we want to pop some data back to that guy. We want to reference this ID and send that data back. So now we got this information. All right. So we store that. No problem there so far, right? So now what we want to do is we want to go in and Only issue is, then we're gonna have. This is just gonna be. What is the main thing that you wanna search on? Because see, the issues are going to be. The issues are going to be, we go in and do some filter. Want to go in and do some filter, and we want to actually look up. We want to look up some spreadsheet row, right? We're going to look up some spreadsheet row. Let's look up some spreadsheet here. Now, what column are we going to actually look up? Now here, these are the issues here. Okay, so let's just decide we want to look up by bedrooms first. Okay, so
yep.
The lookup value that we want to actually look up is we want to look up this guy's bedrooms.
Yeah, this is where I got stuck before, because it only gives you one other option, doesn't it?
Now that's going to be our problem, that we're only going to be matching on
one thing.
Right now we can only match on one thing. So let's just pre-populate this with some 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So we'll get some data there. So now basically what we're going to do is we're going to look up a spreadsheet row.
Saw a lot of that last night.
What was we looking for? Oh, you know what we was looking for here? You know what our issue is here. So how do you solve this? If you want to know how to solve this, you need to come right back here. You need to retest this guy. You need to click this right here. Look at this. Find this. User first name Ginger. Okay?
Yep.
You need to find that person, and then basically what you need to do is you need to go to MiniChat. Typically that's going to be this person right here. Now the one thing I really hate about this is we're looking at bedrooms. One thing I really don't like about this is that if you're growing your subscription, if people are just growing your subscription, it gets really hard to manage this, because you're going in and changing this for one zap, and then by the time you go test it, you already got more subscribers, so you have to do it. But basically, you saw what we did. We just went in and manually set this. So I manually set this because that's what's giving us the error, man. We're getting an error. We're getting an error because whenever we go to look up, we can't find any match. So now we're going to go in and retest this guy again. So now we're going to get those bedrooms. See, now we're getting those bedrooms 3 there. So now we can come in here and not even worry about that and run that search and continue. So now the issue here that we have is we got row 4 here. We're getting just our first one, okay? So the issue is going to be, the real issue is going to be matching these. The real issue is going to be matching these multiple. The real issue is going to be actually matching these multiple columns here with so I think actually we got another way that I think we got another way that we could do it. Okay, so let's do this. The only one thing I want to see, the only thing.
But what about if we just do the bedrooms and everyone, and then once you've got the bedrooms, then you can do the bathrooms separate, and then you'll narrow it down.
Well, no, because you're just only going to get one value. So like you see, all we got was this guy right here. We're only going to get one row here.
Okay. Now we missed out on number 8, didn't we? and number 6.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, he was doing my head in. I spent hours last night and this morning, and I was scratching my head, going, "It's way above my pay grade." I thought it might have been a bit easier than it was.
Well, we're not going to be able to look up these multiple. We're not going to be able to look up these multiple rows here. So
Yeah.
what we're going to actually need to do.
Okay.
See, we don't have any. We can only find one single row here.
It's just going to select the first one, isn't it?
So what I'm thinking is maybe that we can do. I'm thinking that we can do maybe is use an actual storage object. Use a storage with like key value pair storages, but then I'm not 100% sure. Let's see how that would actually work. What we can go in and get a value stored at a defined key, get a child value, get a list of values. So that the one thing that Zapier doesn't do very well is looping. It doesn't do looping very well, and it doesn't do it doesn't really handle multiples very well. It's really built for an individual thing. So
just a single zap type thing.
Right. So I mean, we'll be able to find a workaround eventually. We just have to put our heads to it a little bit as far as how we would do this in Zapier. One of the things that I'm thinking we could do is basically send. So get a list of get a value stored at a defined key. That key, I really want to actually get a child value and set a bunch of child values, but those are also, see, that's the issue. Those are also going to be stored at and they don't let me do any type of conditional clauses where I can say, not quite sure how we could handle this one. Because we need to look up, you want to look up multiple values. And we're not going to be able to do any type of lookup of multiple values. So we could go in, and now our other option. So another option that we would have is, you could do, yeah, you could get it from the Java, but no big deal. Thank you. So you could do something like this, where we're storing everything as one single value. But here, if we store everything as one single value, then what we're going to actually have to do is go in and match this value back, and go in and actually match this value and look for something that matches this.
Okay. I never thought of that.
But this is going to be a direct match. This isn't going to allow you to. So what we'd have to do is first define what things that you want that need to match. Okay. So let's say you only need bedroom and bathroom to match, and square feet is mutatable, and you don't really care so much whether that matches. So then at that point, we could go in and do some sequence like this. We can do some pattern like that. Give the square foot over here to this guy, and then we can just match on this and say, hey, I want to go in, and then basically you'd be having what's the other, and still you're going to have an issue there, because still you're
only like the first line, isn't it?
Yeah, you're still only ever going to get back one result.
I always have an office junior sitting there looking at everything coming in and sitting there with a spreadsheet and trying to work out which is what.
Well, no, I mean, there's another way. I mean, there's always ways to engineer things, how we can engineer things. So, um, I'm just trying to think of how we could actually, yeah, I mean, I don't, you want to be able to return back multiple properties, right? And give links to multiple properties.
Yeah, that are close to what they were looking for. So, hey, we've found 3 properties that have got the bedrooms and they're in the price range that you're after. Here they are here, and here's the link to them. So I wanted it to be like a free service for people to come in as buyers and join up, and then just charge the real estate agents a monthly fee just to have their properties listed up there, because they need buyers.
Right. So I'm not sure what else we can have. Let's see what some of these guys tell us. So ultimately, no, we can. What does this guy tell us he can do? Update record, new record, triggers. I'm not seeing anything right off the bat that's going to actually allow us to that's going to allow us natively through Zapier to go in and pattern match multiple, especially not in a spreadsheet. In a spreadsheet, and like in a Google spreadsheet, we're only going to be limited to one piece of data that we could bring back in. So now the question is, can we do it? Can we do it natively in ManyChat and have could we do it natively in ManyChat where basically, and see, even that's going to get hairy because you can have so many different combinations of bedrooms, bathrooms, and square feet and price. So the list there is going to turn into a huge permutation because of all your different options. So
I guess that's why no one's done it before. When you get down to the crux of it, there's too many variables that you're trying to match up.
And Zapier doesn't give us a good way to actually go in and look up and actually query from a database and pull multiple records down from a database and basically give them as JSON or something and then be able to parse them. So we're going to be really limited. We're going to be really limited in that faction. So this would be one of the things that we'd end up tabling and figuring out. What I'm going to do is for the training, I'm actually bringing 4 of my engineers with me. So I'm bringing 4 of my engineers, and I'm going to give whoever wants it, I'm going to give them the opportunity to work directly with my engineers, to have my engineers go in and find solutions for them for stuff like this. And this would be one of the things where I would go in and table it and tell my engineers, like, hey, see what solution that you can find for this, see what we can engineer for this, and how we can actually make this type of logic. We understand what needs to happen. You want to have a list of basically, bedrooms, bathrooms, prices, square feet, and you want to pattern match based on multiple guys and get multiple records back and send back that data on multiple guys of that. But honestly, I'm not seeing any way how that's actually going to really be possible with Zapier, because they really limit us to basically when we look stuff up, it's really just looking up one piece of data.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got to talk to you now because I was still sitting here zapping and moving things around and trying different things and was doing my head in.
So, I mean,
In my layman, my layman brain of trying to work stuff out. So
the other uh, the other option that we would have, like I said, the other option that we would have is not real elegant, but the other option that we're going to have is go in and replace this guy with something like this, which would ultimately end back in to a flow of things that you've pre-populated.
okay.
So here, how this would work, what we would do here is we would go in and we would create these actual flows here. Okay, so we would create a flow, 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms between this price range, right?
Yep.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms between this price range. Now we can use that to pattern match. Like in this, we can go in and say, let's say bedrooms is we need to go in actually back here. And do something like this. I need to
What about if we had the? Oh, you can't do it with little buttons, can you? The buttons that disappear and have 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we can totally do that. I mean, we can totally do that, no problem. But it's not.
That'd be easier.
Well,
No?
we could do that, yeah, but we still have to store this into a custom field, and we still need it to be a number. That way, we can go into our conditional logic and we can say, hey, we want on this condition where this bedroom count is, let's say, greater than this but less than this. If that condition's met, we can move on into our next condition and we can check bathrooms. If you have greater than this bathrooms, less than this bathrooms. So and then from here, like I said, we'll eventually have our flows where you could still have something like this, right? You could still have something like this where you could still have something like this where your sellers are coming and putting in data, but this data literally you're going to have at this point. At this point, I'm not sure here what they actually added. So let's take a look here real quick at MiniChat and see what they gave us here. They gave us some new actual updates where we can send content to user. What's it? Send content to user. Set custom field, remove that, unscribe from a sequence, send content to user. Now I'm pretty sure that this guy is going to be some content that we have created already. Yep. So this is predefined content. So this here, hey Joy. Can I have some coffee, buddy? Thank you. So this, let's just basically start over. And the thing that really aggravates me sometimes is I guess it's because let's go in and just get rid of that. All right. So And what else did we have? We had square feet. Where's that square feet? Let's get rid of that square feet. So now we got rid of that square feet. So now we can come back over here. Where was our flow at? We can come right here. So now what we need to do is come in here. Thank you so much. How many bedrooms? We got a bedroom count. How many bathrooms? We're going to go in and create some bathroom count. So now we can create some bathroom count, make that guy a number, and then we can go in and create some square feet. We can create some square feet count. So now let's just take these conditions, okay? Now let's take these conditions, and what we need to do is go in and create some content. All right, and let's say, now the only pain in the ass point here is going to be, we're going to have things like this. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 3,000 plus square feet. All right, something like that, or something like 2,000 through 4,000 square feet. Okay, so you got the point here. You see what we're doing there? We're going to come in and create these content groups here, is what we would end up doing. We've got this content group here, so then we'd have, you know, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom.
I'm with you. Yep. So they'll match up to
3,000, you know, less than 3,000 square foot. Okay, so
yeah,
this is homes for this. This would end up being homes for that. And this is 3 bed, 2 bath, 2,000 through 3,000 square feet. And go back to this guy. This guy was basically 2 bed, 2 bath, less than 2,000 square feet.
It was less than 3,000, or
yeah, less than 3,000, less than 2,000, less than something. So
yeah.
Now what you would end up essentially do is, however you want to do your intake, that's kind of on you. But eventually, and this is where I could come in and really handy, because I can get resources really cheap, because where I'm at, the cost of living is so low. Like literally, I buy college level engineers. So I buy engineers that just get out of college. I put them through training, and they cost me about $600 a month for a college graduate that's an engineer. So that guy is just the same cost efficiency as a VA, right, as a virtual assistant, but that guy can program as well and do programming and engineering tasks. So essentially, you're still going to need, if let's say you get one of my engineers, or you just get some VA, some low-level VA. Now, obviously, I prefer my engineer, because that engineer can do the low-level VA tasks, but if you need complex engineering and logic tasks, he's able to do that as well, where the VA is not. But you are going to need some actual content junkie that's going in and basically creating these galleries of these images, right, and giving the links to these different homes that meet this category. That makes sense?
Yep.
So now we've got these... Now we've got these categories. We've got these 2 contents, right? For 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Now what we would do is come in here, All right. Now we've collected this, and we're going to say, hey, if bedrooms count well, even how are we gonna do? Oh, yeah, so no problem. If bedrooms count is equal to, let's say, is exactly 3, right? So if bedrooms count is exactly 3, and if bathrooms count is exactly 2, and square feet is if you want to match up exactly. So if we want to match up exactly, we're going to go in and say if it's greater than 2,000 but less than 4,000, right? So we're going to go in and say greater than or equal to 2,000, and this square feet count is less than or equal to 4,000. Okay, now you agree our conditions match. Now go to this flow, select this guy. Makes sense?
Yep.
So now we'd go back here. If bedrooms count is exactly 3. If it's not, then what are we going to do? We're going to add another condition, and we're going to say, hey, if bedrooms count is exactly 2. Now, if that's true, and we got some other condition where we've got bathroom count which was 2 and less than 3,000 square feet. Bathrooms count is exactly 2. And yes, another condition, square feet count is less than or equal to or less than 2,000. That matches our condition, right? That matches this guy, actually less than 3,000, right? Less than 3,000. So now we can come in and go to that flow to give these houses. Now, what we can also do is just go in here and say, hey, create some flow like that. So let's tighten up our conditional blocking here to give us a little bit of understanding what we're actually doing. We're going to deliver that content at that point in time. We're going to deliver that content at that point in time. So now, let's say everybody else we have no match. So that's, if we have no match for everybody else, that's pretty straightforward. We'll just go in and grab all these guys and match them down here to let this guy know, hey, we don't have any match for you. So now all of our flows are filled up. Now if this guy says, hey, yes, I want to change my conditions, then we'll go there. If he says, no, I don't want to change my conditions, then we can say,
How much is life easier with this flow builder?
Oh, it's so much easier, man. The flow builder, I'm loving the flow builder so much. The flow builder,
than the cards.
Yeah, the flow builder, I'm really loving. I'm really loving the flow builder. So you can see how much easier it makes things. It makes things so much easier. So I love it myself. Yeah. I love it. I love it myself. It's a really great tool. So I love MiniChat myself, man. I'm an engineer, and we've built so many complex enterprise softwares as a company, and that, I mean, I've been developing software. Literally, I've built automations that have like a really similar flow builder, but the flow builder allows you to basically design your assembly line that from like a modular set of machinery that's able to produce different it's actually for mirror mix. So allows you to go in and actually through a flow builder like this basically build your assembly line and the different modular components of your assembly line to have a mixer that mixes your components, and a packager, and then like a sub packager and a final packager or a grinder, and these different components, and then basically burn firmware and stuff. But this guy's awesome. The flow builder's awesome. So, but you can see what we could do here, right? But you could also see how this could get somewhat complex, because these guys here, these conditional blocks here, are just going to keep growing and growing, and we haven't accounted for every condition so far yet, right? We haven't mapped out every condition that we could have. All we've literally mapped out is, hey, do you got three bedrooms? Do you got 2 bathrooms? And are you between this? If so, then I'm going to map this flow. If not, do you have 2 bedrooms? Do you have 2 bathrooms? Are you less than this? If so, I'm going to give you these guys, and then come in here. But now from an administrative perspective, this makes it pretty easy for you just to come in here to your content and have these pieces of content. And whenever you get some new things coming in here, right? You can even set up a Zapier integration to go in, and whenever let's say you make this a public spreadsheet for all your house providers, right? All your realtors or whatever, you make this a public spreadsheet where they could go in and put their own data, update their own data. So now you can create some Zapier integration. When they update the data, it's going to send an email to your VA or somebody, and then they're actually going to go in and they're going to look at the data, see basically, let's say they get an update with an email of what new data has been added in. So now they know that they can just go in and grab that data right from their email, and they could go in and find the corresponding and see, oh, hey, this guy just added another house that has 3 bedrooms and two bathrooms, and it's got 3,100 square feet. So he can know easily, hey, it goes right here, and he'll just come into your message, edit this, and update and add another listing with some information here.
It's going to get complex, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, obviously it could get complex because you want to have 1-bedroom houses up to 5-bedroom houses, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1.5 bath. 2.5 bath, 5 bath. How many square feet? You want to have a conditional range on pricing as well.
And an area. It's got to be in like this area, or this area, or this area.
Now that area, by the way, is going to be a pain in the ass, that area, because what you have to do, what you actually have to do, and I started doing it the other day, is what you have to do is now go in and actually assimilate a range. And there's Zapier makes it. Now MiniChat's helping us out here. MiniChat's actually building in an action. They're working on building in an action into this action group where you can make an API call right through the action. So obviously, once that's available and you can make the API calls, that allows you to do some really, really cool things. Until that's available, we're limited to Zapier. and what they let us do in API calls. So what they
yeah, I might, because Zappy's making more changes, so it might be worthwhile just sitting on it for a while until they add a few more things to it to make life a bit easier.
Right. Now, the only good side is once you build this flow, now it's going to take some time and it's going to get complex. So once you build this, but once you build this, you're not going to be changing much, right? You're not going to be changing much at all. What you're going to be, once you get this flow and this logic all lined out, right? Once this is all lined out, then the only thing that you're ever going to be changing is you're going to be going in and actually updating these pieces of content here. You're just going to be going in and updating these individual contents, and removing houses or adding houses is all you'll be doing. Well, I mean,
just churning them through the system. Yeah.
You may have to edit some of this as well. I mean, when would you have to go back in and edit this? When would we have to edit this? We would have to edit this if we decided that we wanted to actually go in and edit this and say, hey, you're 4,000 instead of 2,000 to 4,000 because I'm getting too many houses. You're 3,000 to 4,000. So now basically what we're going to do is be stealing content from here on anybody that's 2,000 to 3,000 square feet and making a separate property, which means we're making a separate content group for those types of houses, which means we're going to have to go in and now edit.
So you've got to interrupt the flow and put another one in.
We need to go in and change that and add conditional logic to account for that new field. But this could work until there's any other workaround. And if you did this, and implemented this flow, I would guarantee you that you're going to have a one up on everybody else. Because if I can't figure it out, like if it takes me 30 minutes to figure out how we could figure out a workaround, I can guarantee you that most people aren't going to be able to figure out a workaround, at all whatsoever. So you'd have a one up that no one else would. No, everybody would be so confused on, hey, how are you doing this? Especially if you're giving back multiples, they're going to be like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, oh, that's why I said I've spent hours last night and this morning just sitting here pulling my hair out, going, I can't figure it out. And when I heard all the stuff you're doing, I went, this is the man to talk to.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of bots.
If it can be done or it can't be done, I'm going to find out now, and I won't have to waste more hours of my time trying to smack my head with Zapier to realize that it's not the answer.
That's right. I mean, if it can be done, I can typically tell you quickly like how easily it can be done. It's not, like I said, we can always find hacks around it because ultimately it's just all going to be content, and we can always find hacks. We can always find hacks around it, and this could be a good viable workaround unless you want to get real complex in your actual matching here. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. I took some notes. I should be able to.
Here your complexity is going to be, you want to add in an area here. Now just think you're going to have to copy these guys, right? You're going to have, how many areas are you going to have, right? So,
yeah, because you need 3 bed, 2 bath, a price, and a postcode or a zip code, a postcode for the area. To work it backwards.
You ever heard of these guys before? You probably never heard of these guys before, I would say. Ever heard of Galver before?
No, is that an American? Yeah.
You guys use the MLS over there?
Pardon?
You guys use the MLS over there?
MLS?
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing I know of.
Yeah, MLS is like the public database where all the housing information is actually stored. It's a database that all the realtors actually pull their data from. I've worked with that.
Okay. I don't know what they call it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yep.
I've worked with that quite extensively. So I maintain these sites for these guys.
Okay. So you're a busy man.
Yeah, I actually just I've got some. Everybody's actually starting to pour into my office right now, so I've got all my workers coming in. But I mean, I'm not super busy because literally, well, I've spent the last. So I started this company about 3 years ago. About 2.5 years ago, we opened up the second office, and literally, what I've spent my the first year I spent just basically in training and process orientation and training people how to work in a professional development environment and do professional DevOps, TDD development, stuff like that. Uh, and so for the last year, pretty much what I've done is just complete automation it, so that so that I don't have to be involved in my job anymore, and I don't really have to do anything. Everything is all pretty much automated. That's what a lot of these apps are that I have already. Is I'll have clients that go in, and I work with a lot of different clients, and I'll have clients that go in and give me some work, and literally I'll just get that work and I'll forward it to my Zapier email address, and Zapier will parse it all out and get the actual workable content, and then send it over to our project management tool, assign it to a developer, and let him go in and actually consume it. Now, once he's actually done, Zapier will just go in and take those new tasks that have been completed and send me out an email notification of those new tasks that I can basically just forward back to my client and not have to really do anything at all. So I've spent a lot of time doing business automation, process automation, just in my own company, because I've been really trying to. I mean, the whole reason I started a company wasn't because I wanted to spend the rest of my life working and doing stuff for people. It was because I wanted people to do all my stuff for me, so I didn't have to do anything. So
That's the end goal, isn't it?
yeah, well, the end goal really for me, this is the end goal right here, is this this is really like the whole reason that I'm even offering these 35 hours worth of free training, is because I'm hoping from that. So far I've got, how many people have actually signed up for this training? Um, let's see, how many people have actually signed up for this training. 200 people so far have actually signed up for this training. Now, I've done no marketing whatsoever. Literally, I've done no marketing whatsoever for this. I haven't done any ads. Even
Yeah, you
the
just got put into the ManyChat.
Yeah, that's it. I just dropped it in there. Now, even the CEO of ManyChat told me that he's making a guest appearance in our training, and he's going to drive his users to my training. Um, and the whole reason is I need to come in and actually make myself as an authority, because I literally need to find 300 people who this $100 a month is not a problem whatsoever to them, and they have no problem giving me that $100 a month. And for that, I'm going to give them all this valuable stuff. I'm going to give them access to my own softwares that I built, our own SaaS softwares. Actually, I need to go in, it looks like, and edit that. So I'm going to go in and give them access to my own softwares, access to a lot of other value. And because what I need is I've got 30 developers that work full time for me. Literally, I've got guys with master's degrees that I recruited from IBM, and they make $1,300 a month is what my cost for them is. So just obnoxiously cheap. I mean, when I worked as a developer, I was making $97K a year. When I worked as a developer, as a PM, I was making about $135 a year. So our end goal, like my target, is around 25K a month is what my cost of operation is. So for 25K a month, I can actually employ all 30 of my engineers, which is that gives me, with my management infrastructure, with the chain of authority, with the quality control that's there, the team leaders that are there, and the fact that we keep a bench. We always have a bench sitting there of people that we don't consider production level resources, because they're sitting on the bench in some type of additional skills training. It gives me about 2,700 production hours every month that I can deliver for like 25K. So what we're trying to do right now is I'm trying to go in and move from a 1,300 square foot office to a 3,000 square foot office, bring on another 6 resources, and and basically cover I've got like a 30% inflationary cost in running the company over each year with the raises and the increment in salaries that we have, our salary structure. So if I can generate that 30K a month, it will literally pay for the entire company, and I'll have no cost whatsoever. And then we can consume all those development hours in what's called a free roam policy, where the engineers can just do whatever they're passionate about. Because if they're passionate about, like right now, they work 9 hours a day. Some of them stay because they get a high salary, so they feel like they owe a lot because they get such a high salary compared to anybody else. Some of them just really love the company. Some of them just come for 9 hours and then go home regardless. But if they were, and that's because I'm telling them what to do. If I wasn't telling them what to do and they were just saying, hey, I want to work on this, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I really want to do, these guys would be working 14, 18, 20 hours a day for me, building that stuff that they're passionate about. So that's what I'm trying to do. We've got our own SaaS software, so that's what.
Yep, I lost you.
No, sorry, that was that video going off.
Yeah, because I clicked on one of your things last night on your Facebook page, and it was a SMS, a text business.
Yeah,
text message.
Yeah, that's one of our. That's what I'll show you that real quick if you want to see it. This is a real awesome software. So, one of the things that this software does is it lets you make these little buttons right here. So this is my company, Tier 5. So you get to create these little buttons. Literally, a user just puts in their phone number. They either request a call right now, or they request you to send them a text message right now and start a conversation with them. So if that happens, then basically what happens in the process is inside the back end of this application.
So you mean that sits on your website like a pop-up?
Yeah. That just sits right.
Okay.
That just sits right on your website. So you got this. It just sits right on your website. A user comes in and you see here's this list right here called text in bulk. So let me just look and see if my number's there. 812-722-4722. This is my Skype number right here. So I can see that number's not on that list at all. So now what I'll do is I'll go in. Now first, I'll just go in and show you this, this little widget right here. So this widget management allows you to create these website widgets. So you can see I've got a schedule where I'm saying, hey, between 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. I want to receive calls. Every other day of the week, I want to receive calls 24/7. So I've got this guy configured to a schedule. I've got a list of leads for him. So, or I've got a list of agents that can deal with these leads. So I've got this guy called John Demo, and he's able to actually get these leads. So I've got some user over here, and I know that I've got this John Demo right here, and I can see that he's got this Twilio number. He's got a number that's 9146. Okay. So what will happen is I'll come here, I'll put in 812-722-4722. This is my Skype number. Okay. Now, this guy also is routed to a Skype number. Okay. So it makes a little bit of sense, and I'll just do it this way, where I'll go in and show you this way and kind of map out exactly what's happening here in this, software, where what's going to happen here is you've got, so where's my pen at? That's not a pen. I have no idea how to actually draw with a pen. Nope. I need some.
Let's put something there.
Yeah, it definitely puts. Okay. No, these are like all shapes, so I need to. Figure out how to get that pen. And that's not what I'm. Not seeing, honestly, I don't even see any pin. That's the thing, I don't even see any pin here. So let me try that. Let me try that one more time and find out what happened to my pin. Okay, there's a pin. So literally, this is what happens. You got some website, right? Here's that chat widget. Okay. Now you've got some website user. That's this website user right here. Okay. That website user comes in and he puts his phone number right here. All right. And he hits that button. Hey, I want to call. Now this particular form right here. All right. As you can see, this form right now, he only has one user that's able to accept phone calls. All right. So let's say I added 2 users. What would happen is this guy puts in his phone number, he hits go. So now basically what happens is, let's say from the cloud, you have your agent 1 and you have your agent 2. These agents are these guys right here, these 2 people that I said, hey, these people can accept leads coming from this website. So now what happens is from the cloud, these guys get an incoming phone call and they get an incoming phone call. Now they both can answer it. They're going to get an incoming phone call. They're going to hear this audio right here. In this case, there is no audio recorded, but I could record some audio and say, hey, here's a lead coming from Text in Bulk. Sell this guy my $149 a month plan because that's what I want sold today. So now these guys, as soon as this guy comes in, puts his phone number and clicks this button, he wants a phone call. These guys instantly get a phone call on their phone numbers. All right. So they get that phone call. They hear, hey, here's a lead coming from your website. Press 1 to talk to the lead. Let's say this guy presses 1 first. So now he's instantly connected with this guy and they're on a live call. So how that works, I've put in my Skype number. I'm just going to hit call me now. Now you'll see, crap. You won't see Skype pop up because I don't have Skype open. So you can hear it going on in the background here.
You can hear I'm still looking at your white screen.
Oh. So as you would know, my Skype just wants to update right now. Like all good things, it always wants to update. But literally that's what happens. And I would show it to you if it wasn't for Skype going crazy right now and wanting to update. Well, you see there's a missed call that I just got. So let's just try that again. No, I didn't get a call. So let's get a call again. So I'm going to ask this guy, hey, call me. So now what's going to happen, I'm going to get a call on my Skype. You'll see my Skype go off and he'll get some incoming call coming in about 5-10 seconds. There's that call right there. Now I'm going to hear some message. So I'm going to press 1. Now I'll get another incoming call where it's bridging us together and it's connecting us so that we can talk to each other. So now we just got connected. Pretty straightforward. So now not only did we just get connected, but now if I come here and look on this list right here, I can see here's that guy right here that just came and filled out that form. I can look at this guy, and if I want to, I can see every conversation that we've had. I can go back and listen to all our phone calls. I can see all our emails that we've had. I can see the voicemails that he's called and left me. I can see any text messages that we've had. Here's some text message conversations that we've had. So I can see the entire chat history. I can leave custom notes about this guy. I can go in and just select everybody and either call them one by one in the browser, like live calls. I can just say, hey, I want to call everybody from this phone number right here, pick whatever phone number I want, and I want to wait 5 seconds in between the call, or I want to wait 90 seconds in between each call, and then I can just go and basically...
That's amazing. So like a plumber will have this on his website, and rather than someone just leaving an email address or whatever or disappearing, they can ring him direct.
Correct. They can instantly get connected with them. You can do inbound, outbound text messages. So if you look, you see this text message right here that's blue, just like ManyChat. Whenever somebody comes in and sends you like a message with a keyword and you auto respond to it, that's what's happened here. See, he sent me stop. He's blue because I know that I've got some autoresponder, and this autoresponder, probably this guy right here, has some stops. See, he's got some stop keywords. And if you send me stop, I'm just going to automatically reply back to you with this guy. So you can send out bulk text messages. You can build your IVRs. If you want to build an IVR, like an options menu, press 1 to talk to sales, press 2 to talk to support, press 3 to talk to me. If you want to build that options menu, you can easily go in and just create those option menus and go in and build out your professional IVR here. You want to run an autoresponder. So like, let's say somebody actually comes in and buys this software, Click Connect. Then once they do that, they're going to be added to this sequence where immediately they'll get an email. After 5 minutes, I'll send them a text message. A day later, an email, keep emailing them. And then eventually all the way down here, I'm going to send them a live call. And when I send them this live call, it's going to be a connection call. They're going to receive an incoming call from me. They're going to pick it up. It's going to say, hey, this is John. We had a call scheduled. If you want to have the call right now, press 1. If you want to reschedule, press 2. If you're no longer interested, press 3.
Okay, cool. So it's like an automated system for your phone and for text.
Telecommunications. Yeah, people can go in and leave you emails. Here's all the emails that people have left you. Here's all the phone calls that you've had. So, like, for example, I use it all the time with my clients. This is a phone call for somebody. This is a phone call with somebody that's actually, this guy is actually going to come in and be a guest speaker. So this guy's going to be a guest speaker on our training. He's like basically a content guru. He does content writing, copywriting, content curation. So he's going to come in and be a guest speaker. So I record phone calls that I have with people so I can go back in and listen to them later. I record phone calls with my clients because then I'll just basically go in and grab the link to this and I'll give it to my developers so that they can hear, a 45-minute phone call with me about your problem that's going to turn into 40 hours worth of development work for my engineer. So I want to have it recorded and just give it to them and say, hey, go back and listen to this and make some notes about it. So all your calls are actually recorded. You can look at any single person and see, hey, what all have you talked to him about? What phone numbers have you talked to him on? You want to go in and get a new phone number. You can just easily go in, get a new phone number. Now, some of the cool things is there's built-in lead generation. So if you run Facebook lead ad campaigns, you can integrate right with Facebook. And as soon as somebody fills out your Facebook ad, you can instantly run them on this campaign where they instantly get an email and a text message and a phone call. You want to generate some leads. Like, let's say you're looking specifically for restaurants because you build restaurant bots and you want to talk to restaurants because you want to tell them about your chat bot. Or you can just go in and say, hey, I want to target this area and I want to target a restaurant. And then you'll literally just be given back a list like this that has a whole bunch of restaurants in whatever area that you've targeted. So now you can go in and you can call these guys all one by one, or you can just record an audio and say, hey, this is John. I build Facebook chat bots for restaurants, and I came across your restaurant and see that you don't ever message your Facebook page. So I wanted to see if you're interested in talking about that. You got a little bit of time? And then that will be it. So that content sucked pretty bad, but I would do something similar to that. I would give like a drop of my message, what I want to actually speak to this person about to make him understand at a real high level what I want to have a conversation about. And then I'm just going to stop the recording. Now he's going to get the phone call. He's going to hear my recording. He's going to understand what I want to talk about. And then he's going to think we lost service and the phone dropped or something. If he's not interested in talking to me, he's not going to call me back. If he's interested in talking to me, he's going to call me back. So I'm going to call all 10 of these guys and I'm going to give them that message. And then if one of them's interested in talking to me, he's going to call me back. And then I'll just wait for the phone calls and I'll do the inbound sales.
Awesome. That makes life quicker and easier, doesn't it?
A lot quicker. And then the other one, and that's basically the two main things that we're giving you in that best friend offer. So in this guy, these are the two main things that you're getting in that actual best friend offer. is you're getting full access to this, which is Click Connect. So Click Connect and this software are literally the exact same software. And then you're getting this other software of ours. And this other software of ours is also pretty cool. It basically allows you to go in and run these campaigns. So basically what you can do is you can create profiles and profile groups. Okay, so you can go in and create a profile group for your company, and you can put a bunch of different employees in. Your salespeople, everybody. You can load their profiles in. Everyone can authenticate with their own email addresses. So now you create those profiles. Then you create these email groups and these contact us messages. So you create these. So here's like an example of a contact us message. So this is just some contact us message. And then here's some email messages. Here is an example of that. This is the first email message that you're going to get, and then you're going to get this email message 3 days later, and you're going to get this email message 4 days later. So then now that you have your content set up, now that you have your profile set up, and you have your email messages and your contact us messages set up, you can just easily go in and run a campaign. This campaign was ran on New York for car dealers. So if you look at this campaign, you can see that this was not a successful campaign that happened. So let's get rid of that. And you can look at this one. This was Scottsburg Insurance Agencies. This one probably wasn't also successful because the keyword doesn't actually make any sense at all. So let's take a look at this one. This is New York car dealers. You see this one had a 61% success rate. You can see that I didn't do anything for this particular business right here, Toyota for Manhattan, because they have a CAPTCHA on their contact us form, and I can't solve it whenever I go in to try to submit this. They won't let me actually submit it through a post request. Actually, that one failed. He didn't have a CAPTCHA. This guy had a CAPTCHA. He said, so this guy has a CAPTCHA. So since he has a CAPTCHA, see, I can't submit that. But I can see that this guy right here, I literally filled out his contact us form. So I went to his website, and the software went to his website, and he filled out that contact us form with that contact us message. So what you'll do is you'll go in and run a campaign, and let's say you want to target a particular area. This works anywhere in the world. You want to target a particular area, and let's say you want to target New York, and you want to target a baker, right? So now you're going to have some email message group, a group of emails that's going to go out. You're going to have your contact message group that's going to go out. This allows you to split test and have different messages so that you'll send one, and then the next time you'll send another one, and you'll just round robin. Same thing with your profile groups. And then you can send an email and fill out their contact us form on the website. You can fill out a contact us form, and if that's unsuccessful, then you can default back to email. You can send email only. You can also send this data to Zapier. So you run this campaign. Once you run this campaign, you're going to get a list of businesses in these locations that you target. You're going to get a list of businesses that match this keyword from Google businesses. And then you can just go in and process them, and you can see this guy, I filled out his contact us form. This guy, I filled out his contact us form on his website, and I sent him an email to this email address. This guy, he didn't have a form, so I sent him an email. This guy, I sent his form and email. So this basically automates your marketing and automates, but your whole goal here is just to basically start a conversation with somebody, not do like a crazy marketing campaign, but just be like, hey, what's up? I had this info for you. You got some time to talk, and start that actual conversation with them. And you can go in and just target as many people as you want on autopilot and not really have to do hardly anything. You just go in and you can target whatever location and whatever keyword that you want, and just deliver them your message without having to really do anything. So, there's a lot of people that have like a VA group. They have like a group of VAs, and what those VA do is what this software does. Those VAs will go in and search businesses in a location. They'll get the Google listings. They'll go click on each one of their websites. They'll go find their contact us form, and they'll manually put in data from a spreadsheet from their employer, and they'll just all day long fill out contact us forms because people market like this. So this software just pretty much automates all of that process.
That's an awesome idea. That makes life a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
A whole lot easier. I've used it to get bot clients before. I used it to get literally, I've got like a $90,000 contract from it. Like not a $90,000 contract, but I've made probably about $90,000 worth of revenue from one contract from it, by basically just, I want to say spamming because that's what it was, but it doesn't sound good. Basically just sending out in bulk my resume to software development firms in the US, telling them that, I'm an awesome developer and I'm looking for a remote job because my dad had a heart attack. So I just contacted I targeted companies, and then they would just get my resume and give me a call and, give me a job and hire me. So it automates that entire process for you. So those are two things that we give you, and then we give you access to other stuff as well in that birthday offer.
Cool. Okay. All right. And that's part of when we start up with the free training. When you sign up to the monthly.
No, that if you take advantage of the birthday offer, you're going to get if you take advantage of the best friend offer, that's what I'm calling it, because we're going to be best friends if you take advantage of the offer, and there's 300 of you who do it, because it literally gives financial freedom to our company. And I have no problem if we do that, going in and that group of people who do that, as long as they're making that $100 a month payment, where we work out some contract where everybody owns equally whatever software my developers go in and actually create. But yeah, we'll be best friends for that. And if you take advantage of that offer, you'll get instant access to those softwares. I'll hook you up with those softwares and give you access to those softwares and all the other contents. And then you'll have priority and stuff in the training on what you want. And then there's some other offers in there as well. Like, I give you some more of my one-on-one time. I give you more of my time one-on-one. I bring in my engineers. I give you my engineers' time, where you can consume their time. And that offer, like for that $100 a month, I give you 20 hours of my engineering resources to do whatever you want to do with them. You can consume them yourself. You can resell them if you want. They're literally do whatever you want with them. They're your engineering hours for build websites or mobile applications, whatever you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I use Freelancer, and I got a guy in Pakistan that's building me websites at the moment, and that aren't too bad, but they're not SEO'd or anything like that. He just builds the site and leaves it up there, and that's about it.
Right. We don't do SEO or design. We only do engineering services. We only do dev work. So we don't do digital marketing. Everybody's an engineer here. But you can see I work on Upwork, so I get a lot of jobs on Upwork myself. I like it a lot more than the freelancer platforms. And you can see I'm pretty successful. I've done over 100K this year on Upwork. Everybody's always happy with my work. I'm always getting 5-star feedback on everything. Everybody's always happy with me. I do pretty complex stuff here. But literally, I don't do any of this. Literally, these guys give me jobs, and then I just figure out what they want and then have my developers go in and do it for them.
Yeah, but you're still overseeing it, and they're talking to you first, which makes a difference rather than, there's a girl I'm talking to, I can't remember where she is, but, there's that communication breakdown where we have to Skype and really sit there and work out what we want to do and all the rest of it.
Right. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference having that. Definitely makes a difference having that layer of communication and accountability there. So that does make a huge difference. And obviously what I do is very valuable as far as going in and engineering the entire system and architecting the entire system. But I don't want us working for clients anymore, man. I really want my my developers doing whatever they want. That's really what I want. I want them to be in a free roam policy where they can build the things that they're passionate about, because that's going to have a much more value than them working for some client and some client telling them to do this. And 30K, I mean, it's very hard any other place in the world to go in for 30K a month to house 36 software engineers and pay their salary and pay for your office, your internet, everything. Literally, it covers our entire cost plus some expansion. So
yeah, you got some big advantages, eh?
yeah, this is one of the only places in the world that you can get an engineer for $500 a month and then be a good quality engineer. And my company in particular is one of the only places that you can get something at that low rate and still be able to talk to it, still be able to have a conversation with it, because our entire office, like, you can only speak English in our office. We have a policy that is an English only policy. If you speak another word, like if you sing in your native language, and not, like, we have the right to fire you. We won't do that because we're not assholes, but we're really strong on communication, because in my philosophy, if I provide you something, even if I provide you something of a low value or subpar value, if I have an extraordinary value in my ability to communicate with you, anything that I deliver to you is going to be perceived at a high value because of the level of value that you get when you communicate with me. When you talk to me, if you talk to me and you feel like, you know, this guy's a genius, this guy's so great, he's always awesome, he understands anything, then you can just leave me alone and let me do my own thing, and you're not even going to question what I'm doing. But if you have a hard time communicating with me, if you have a hard time talking to me, you're going to question every single thing that I do. Every single thing that I do is going to be perceived in a low value, even if it's a high value. Even if I build you the most complex algorithms in the world, if I can't communicate to you effectively about it, you're not going to perceive a high value in the work that I actually did. But if I provide you a low value algorithm and I have a very high value of communication that goes with it, you're going to just automatically, naturally assume that that algorithm has the same value as my communication skills. So we really, not that we provide subpar engineering skills, because we don't. We have a huge process-oriented matrix that we use to make sure that we only give good quality that meets every modern day standard and convention of development and architectural design. But at the same time, if I give you that level of quality and then I give you some real bullshit communication where it's a struggle to communicate, then it's just in vain for me to give you a high value of quality, because you're not going to appreciate it, because you're going to devalue so much the communication process. So we put a really big emphasis on the ability for people here to actually communicate effectively.
Yeah, and that's really important. My graphic artist girl's in Romania, and and I'll say, do a logo for me or do this for me, and I'll give her a couple of pointers, and I just leave it to it, because I know I'm going to get 4 or 5 logos back that are going to suit exactly what I need, or what I've been asked to get from my customers. So it's all down to the trust and the level of communication you get.
Well, you got to have that. Everything starts with communication. If you start a project out without good communication, the whole project's going to suffer. I mean, if you guys can't communicate and know what's going on, who's doing what needs to actually be done, and you start suffering there, then it's going to transpose to every aspect of the project that you're working on, and you're going to work at a de-efficiency for everything else that you're doing. So the first and foremost thing is that everybody needs to be on the same page, and that communication needs to be up to the point.
All right. Well, I've taken enough of your valuable time. I really, really appreciate the chat. It's been an eye-opener for me. and really good to see what you're doing over there. I'm really looking forward to kicking into the training, and
we'll learn more stuff like this, and it will show you how to do more stuff like this. We'll find whatever you're trying to do, we will find some solution for it, and we'll find how you can actually do it today And then whenever they change things, we'll go back in and revisit that later. Like literally this week, our company's even releasing a way for you to actually accept payments right through Messenger this week. So come this week, we're releasing our own extension where you can take all your payments, you can generate custom invoices and send those back to your customers and have them pay right in Messenger, right in your Stripe account. Really, really easy.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's just evolving so quickly. Each week now there's something new happening, which is really good compared to where we started.
Yeah, it's going good, and it's going really fast, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the whole bot development. I'm really excited about this whole training class because there's going to be a lot of people involved, and we'll be able to make a lot of cool stuff, and it will fill my content coffers up for all of next year. I know I do this first training class, and after this first training class, even I've already made some money from in the last few days. I've made maybe $300 or something, I guess, from people going in and paying for some of the value adds that we had. So I guess $429 now that I've made, because I guess while we're on the phone, somebody went and paid for something while we're on the phone. So I'll make a little bit of cash, I'm sure, from there. But the actual raw content, I mean, I'm literally going to spend 35 hours with you guys doing what we just did, showing exactly how to go in and build this, how exactly.
Because at the moment I'm building basic bots for people, the yes, no, it answers questions, it takes them through a sales funnel and all the rest of it. And that's it. And the Zap has only been a fairly new thing. And I can zap from here to MailChimp, and that's about it.
We can do anything you want with Zapier, pretty much. Did you see this? Like in this bottom line, you can go in and type find emails, and then you can just basically go in and grab some website, any website that you want, and just give the bot that website, and literally he'll go scrape that entire website and find whatever emails are on that website and hand you back the emails. And that's all done in ManyChat.
Oh, cool. And that's basically what your other platform was you showed me before, wasn't it? Because that's a web scraper. So you're just running it through the ManyChat bot.
Well, no, the web scraper does something really similar. So Rocket Contact does something really similar, but this is just a regex. I mean, I just have a custom piece of node code that goes in and basically fetches the website. And then I run a regex against it to find anything that would match an email address and just give you back the results. So you can do math here. So you want to do some math, you can go in and do some addition, some subtraction, multiplication. So pretty much anything that you want to do.
There's no limit to what you can do, isn't it? Except for your imagination, I guess.
Correct. I mean, there's some limitations. Don't get me wrong. There are some limitations, but there's not much. We found a limitation already with making this flow, right? We already found a limitation, but we found a workaround as well that we could do for it. So there's not that many limitations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's exciting stuff. And it's only just beginning. So that's the thing. We're all fairly new at it.
Yeah, and we'll get better. I mean, you guys go through my training class, you guys will get to learn how to do stuff really, really intuitively and how to make flows and bots really, really easy. I'll make sure of that.
And that's what I found in ManyChat with a lot of people offering advice, and everyone's got their own opinion on how they do stuff.
Right.
Like people going, "Oh, you don't, your welcome message hardly gets used, so I wouldn't worry about that so much. You got to just concentrate on your keywords and then build the sequences." And then someone else will go, "No, you should be doing this," and and you're like, "Holy, do it!" But I think no one's got more than 9 or 10 months experience at bots, because that's how long they've been going for.
Some people do. I've got about almost 2 years now experience in bots. I guess I really have about 5 years experience in bots. So not in messenger bots. In messenger bots, I've got about 1.5 years of experience because they released their messenger API to people like me, developers, back in April of 2016 is when they released it to us developers to start playing with it. But even before then, I built bots like Python bots for for places like this, Tiny Chat. So I used to build bots for these guys. Literally, a lot of my college education was paid for through Facebook bots that that basically did a lot of what is done right now through Facebook bots, but not through an API, basically through macros. So
yeah. So that's and that's your main difference. A lot of these guys have just started in the last 9 months, and all they know is ManyChat.
Right, and they're not developers neither, so they don't actually understand what's going on for the most part. They just know what you can do in ManyChat, and that's about it.
Yeah, and a lot of them aren't marketers either, so they don't know what to put inside the bot once they build it. So
they barely know how to build a bot, and they don't have any good content for the bot. And even if they did have good content, they don't have a good offer for it. That's one of the reasons that we're doing the training and bringing in the guest speakers that can go in and speak to those topics. I mean, I'll do all the training on building the bots, building the flows from simple to complex. And the guest speakers will come in and tell you, how to get your good content, how to create your good offers, how to nurture people, how to do your sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I found my biggest thing is you say to people, "Oh, I build bots," and people go, "What's a bot?"
Yeah, what is that? You
got to start right from square one. So I've been doing seminars and talking at networking events, and getting it out that way, and actually showing people and holding their hand and working through it.
Yeah, you definitely got to show people, because if you don't show them, they're not gonna. If you don't show people, they're definitely not gonna. They're not gonna understand it all, because, I mean, how could you expect them to understand something they never seen before and is pretty brand new?
So that's all good fun. All right, I'm going to go and try and play with this back end like we did. And
okay, well, I'm sure I'll talk to you soon, man.
Come up with it. Yeah, and I'll chat you in the thing, and I'll catch up with you when the training starts. 2 weeks away or something.
Yeah, it's going to start the official training class. The first official training class will be December the 2nd. So I'll still be available until then to do one-on-one trainings like this, and even group trainings. Even today, I'm going to send out a broadcast to everybody to see if they have any interest in doing some group training today. So
awesome. All right, I really appreciate your time. Good man.
My pleasure, man. You have a good one.
All right, I will do. You too. Thank you.